in KwaZulu-Natal, eThekwini, Durban. And members of the media, we'd like to thank you for taking time out to be with us today. We know that there's so much happening, but nothing is as important as what's happening right here today. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to give us the opening remarks and welcome the Deputy City Manager of eThekwini Municipality for Economic Development and Planning, Mr. Nike Pewa. Let's give him a round of applause as he comes forward.
Program Director, His Worship, Mayor, or Councillor Cyril Taba, the eThekwini City Manager, or Baba Musambele, the Resurgence Convener in absentia, Reverend Dr. Dennis Dillon, the GAGACF MMD, Ms. Minentre Shamini, all councillors present, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. What an exciting day for us as the eThekwini Municipality, as today marks an important milestone in our journey towards hosting the Resurgence Conference here in Durban this week. We're here to unpack the state of readiness and our preparedness for this conference that is set to position our city as an investment destination and boost local business. This conference is set to present ample economic development opportunities for this city. It requires all of us, therefore, to work together to ensure that it is a success and achieves its objectives. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the international delegates that have started flocking to Durban for the Resurgence Conference 2024. You are all welcome. It is important to note that as the Deputy City Manager for Economic Development and Planning, it warms my heart to see such programs coming to fruition. And such programs do facilitate inclusive economic development, job creation, and drive radical economic transformation agenda. And that is in line with the city's integrated development plan. Having said that, I can fully state with no doubt that we are proud to be the first African city to host this groundbreaking conference. In addition, we are ready to break boundaries and empower local businesses and enhance cities' growth through cross-border collaborations. As it is themed, moving the needle towards economic emancipation, we hope that the conference will lay a solid foundation for the city to attract more investments that will create much-needed job opportunities as well as stimulate economic growth. With these few words, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are all welcome. Thank you, Program Director.
Thank you so much to our DCM. Economic empowerment, economic stability is always a very key words that are used. Even when people are campaigning for elections, we know that these are two very powerful things that any country, any city needs in order to thrive. That's why the Resurgence Conference is so important, because it talks about the economy and how people can recover from so many things that we've gone through as a city. We've had COVID-19, and just when we thought we were recovering from that, then we had the looting, which was unfortunate, and just as we were recovering from that, we had floods, and now when we thought everything is going to go according to plan, then there's a tornado that hit, and people's lives are destabilized once again. So as the city of eThekwini, this is a very important opportunity for our people to have opportunities and create opportunities for themselves to be able to recover fully in terms of grabbing the opportunities that are presented to them by the Resurgence Conference with both hands. And that's why it gives us great joy to know that as a big brand like the Resurgence Conference, we partnered with the biggest radio station that we have in the country, and that is GAGACF, who have agreed to be the media sponsors of the Resurgence Conference to make sure that every single person is reached wherever they are, and they're able to have access to all the information that will be going on at the Resurgence conference. So it's an absolute joy and pleasure to welcome now, to give us a message of support, the Managing Director of Gagasi FM, Mrs. Minentle Dlamini. Let's give, I almost said Mini Dlamini. Let's give her a round of applause, thank you.
Thank you, Jacinta. I get that Mini Dlamini thing quite a lot. Sometimes it works for me. I get upgraded in hotels thinking that I am Mini Dlamini. eThekwini Mayor, Councillor Cyril Klaba, City Manager, Mr. Musa Mbele, and eThekwini Municipality Economic Development and Planning, DCM, Mr. Lihlepewa, colleagues in the media industry, Sanbonani. So as Jacinta, Program Director, has mentioned, I'm from Gagasi FM, which is a commercial regional radio station in KZN. 18 years ago, a couple of shareholders decided that they wanted to make an impact in KZN. Subtle sabotage, it's fine, I can project. So as I was saying, 18 years ago, a couple of shareholders looked at KZN and they wanted to make an impact in KZN. When they realized that the majority of the population in KZN was made up of young black adults, they decided that they needed to create something that would speak to these young black adults. When I talk about young black adults, I'm talking about people from the ages of 15 to 35 years old. And that was the majority of the population in KZN at the time when they wanted to redirect and start something like FM. So the idea behind Gagasi FM came from the idea that here are these young black adults in KZN, but there is no media that speaks to them or speaks like them. And also there is no media that also speaks to the challenges that they are facing. On the 13th of March 2006, Gagasi FM was born. And it became the fastest growing regional commercial radio station when it reached 1 million listeners within the year that it launched. This today, Gagasi FM is the #1 regional radio station, commercial radio station in South Africa. What it means is, when you look at all the other radio stations that are commercial and regional, Gagasi FM has the highest or the largest number of audiences. The latest audience numbers show that Gagasi FM is sitting at over 1.4. Yeah, so Jacinta is from another radio station that is sort of competing with Gagasi FM. So maybe this is coming from her, but thank you that your conscience finally came through. So as I was saying, I was still describing what it means when we say that Gagasi FM. Okay, I'll just continue. Am I loud enough? Yeah. Okay. So as I was saying, what do we mean when we say that Gagasi FM is the #1 regional commercial radio station in South Africa? Basically what it means is that when you look at all the other regional commercial radio stations that are in South Africa, Gagasi FM is one that has the highest or the most listeners in its territory. And the latest numbers show that we are sitting with over 1.4 million listeners that are tuned into the station from KZN. And all of this is happening right here in our province. To us, relating to our audience is more than just about creating content that will relate to them, but it's also about creating platforms for them where they also feel like they are seen, that their challenges are also taken into account, where everything about their lives is related to. But also one of our biggest mandates is Gagasi FM, and why do we go to work and why are we on air every day? Our idea is to use the various platforms that we have to empower the listener in KZN to not only be able to take over KZN, but also to take over the time someone engages with Gagasi FM, our idea is to, how does our engagement with them leave them feeling empowered to take over KZN or to take over? And I'd like to take you through some of the initiatives that we have as a station that allows us to actually empower our listeners or to actually empower KZN. We have an empowerment program through our education umbrella, which is called Geleza Gagas, a colloquial term that basically means study with Gagas. It's all about identifying academic excellence and then identifying the kids who have academic excellence, but in terms of their backgrounds, there are some challenges. So our idea is to say, let's not let the challenges that you are facing deter you from what you are good at. Let us empower you, let us grow your talent, but it's also for us to identify talent as well, because what we have is we have parents writing into us and saying, my child performed this great in the academia this year, can you please assist me with either school fees, stationery, or school uniform? Because at the end of the day, no child should have their dreams deterred just because they are facing such challenges. So we have that when we look at the scholars. And then above that, we have the Geleza Gagasi, the tertiary level now, where we are looking at matric students who have done really well at school, but they are battling with raising fees to go and study or to register at a university. There as well, they write to us, they tell us about where they feel accepted, and we empower them by granting them a bursary to go and further their studies. So, because every kid deserves to be an environment that is dignified, we also have an adopt a school leg of our program, where schools get to write to us and they tell us about the challenges that they are facing. Here, what we're looking for is the schools that have challenges, but despite their challenges, you find that in terms of the results that they get in the school, they're actually quite good. So we go into these schools and find out from the teachers and the principals the kind of resources that they need that would help them to empower the students. You know? Last year we adopted a school which was, I know this is outside of KZN, I mean outside of Durban, but we adopted a school that is in Howick. And they needed admission facilities. Now, we all know what happens when you don't have admission facilities, especially in school. Kids get sick, and then what happens is their time spent at school gets affected. So we look for schools like that, and currently, at the moment, we've adopted another school where we've learned that the matriculants in the school, during the exam period, they actually sleep at the school because some of them live so far away from school, they actually want to spend most of the time studying so that they can be able to pass their matric. And the school's pass rate was sitting at 93% when they reached out to us. So this is our way of trying to see this school that is already doing so much while they're facing so many challenges, how can we empower their students so that their students walk out of that place feeling empowered to take over KZN? Guys, I could take up the whole day updating you on what we do in KZN to empower the black child and the adults of this province. But I'd just like you to please indulge me one more as I tell you about our program that looks at empowering the Shiro Awards, which started in 2012, where the idea was that along with our audience, let's identify the unsung female heroes from our communities. So it wasn't about us saying, I think so-and-so is a hero of this community. We went to our listeners and said, there are unsung heroes that are living amongst you that are doing great things. Why don't you nominate them, tell us about them, and let's spend some time celebrating these women and making them aware that we see what they're doing and we appreciate what they're doing. And that is how Shiro's Award started. It's got 13 categories, and some of the categories that we look into are education, business, science and technology, arts, and formal employment, just to name a few. So this is when we empower the women in our communities to say, we see you, please keep up the good work that you're doing, do not give up. The other link that we have for empowerment is the Youth in Business campaign. Our research, so we have a research department as a radio station where we engage a lot with our audience, and our audience tells us what they want to see and how we can actually assist them as a radio station. So through our research, we realized that we have in our audiences quite a couple of people who are unable to find jobs. So what they've done is, most of them, because they want to provide for themselves and provide for their families, most of them have started their own small businesses, which we call hustles, right? So as a radio station, we said to ourselves, how do we then, because here are these young adults that are listening to us, how do we empower them to keep up with their hustles? How do we tell them that, look, the going might be tough right now, but you've already started something. Please continue with it. Because it's so important to every day have something that you can look forward to. Every day to have something that you can fight for. So that is how the idea of the Youth in Business came about. Where we decided that we're going to have a workshop, a one-day workshop with at least 100 youth that have said that they have businesses that they are registered, that they are doing, but it's hassles for them because they've just started. And what we do in here is we invite other hustlers who are known to be hustlers to come in and motivate the youth and tell them that, tell them the stories that nobody wants to talk about. Tell them about their successes, tell them about their highs and their lows, so that these young adults can also see that the hustlers that they look up to are also going through the challenges and hopefully get them to not give up on their hustle. So as I wrap up, I think we are talking about or relating to the empowerment that we do as Gaga CFM. I just wanted to show why something like Resurgence is so important to us as a radio station. Because we like to see ourselves as people who do more than just radio. We are all about giving a platform that will help the audience of KZN to feel empowered and be able to take over KZN. But with this campaign, we know, and we are hoping to also encourage them to say, yes, KZN is big, but let's think even beyond KZN. And as Gaga CFM, we want to be part of that journey where they are here and they are getting to network and getting to be empowered to think beyond Durban and probably beyond KZN and hopefully beyond into the other world, into other spaces. So we'd just like to thank the municipality for indulging us when we said we need to be part of this because you are speaking to the people that we speak to. And we find it important as a radio station that is all about growing the economy of this province and of the city to be part of such a campaign. So we'd like to thank the Ethekwini municipality and the mayor for allowing us to be part as media partners of this campaign. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the MD, Melina Mili. I stand accused. I just want to make sure that we've got no beef. Because I mean, radio is a big tool, and I know that Honorable Mayor, you've got 4 radio stations here in Ethekwini alone, and Gaga CFM so rightfully said that they are the leaders when it comes to the listenership in the commercial space, especially here in KZN. So as the Resurgence Conference, it gives us absolute joy to have them on board. So we just want to give a big shout out to Gaga CFM. Please give them a round of applause for that. I'm going to take this opportunity now to give one of the founder actually of the Resurgence Conference, who has not been able to join us today because the Resurgence Conference is going to be starting as of tomorrow. So he's on his way traveling and is not able to join us today, but we do have a clip of him explaining what the Resurgence Conference is all about. Now, the New York Christian Times and some of the partners that we are going to be partnering with are actually here joining us all the way from the United States of America today. but the founder, Rev Delon, was not able to be with us. But we do have a video of him explaining exactly what the Resurgence Conference is all about. So I'm just going to take this moment and ask everyone to just look at the screens. And I'm hoping my sound guys are ready with the audio. And we can proceed to hearing what the Resurgence Conference is about. Please, can you just watch
This is Nashville, and I'm so excited and enthusiastic. Just really looking forward to this gathering that's going to take place at the ICC in Durban this week. I want to just take a moment to really salute our co-convener, Musa Mobele, and just the entire Durban leadership. And gosh, what an awesome group just working with to ensure that we have the kind of impact that we're talking about having both on the U.S. side as well as on the eThekwini municipality side. Let me just quickly hasten to talk about what this Resurgence Conference is all about. This is really, my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, it is really about how do we move the needle forward economically for Africans in Africa as well as Africans in the diaspora. I talk about a global African economic renaissance. To bring that in context, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we're bringing more resources to the city of Durban. We want to make sure that as investors are coming and diverse business leaders are coming, we're looking at diverse opportunities in just a diversity of sectors. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, what we accomplish through an initiative like this is that Africans in America are doing more business with Africans in the continent. We want to make sure that we create this bicontinental economic revolution. What does that mean? At the end of the day, I, like so many other Africans in America, we're just tired that every time we go to the supermarket or we go to the car dealership, wherever we go, we're buying products made in Asia, we're buying products made in Europe, whether it's cars, automobiles, whatever it is, but we're hardly ever buying any products made in America. Part of this commitment is to really begin to ensure that marketers in America are now connected so that we can sell products that are made in KwaZulu-Natal, or they're made in other parts of South Africa and the continent. That's what this is about. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that we have this bicontinental connection and we're doing business together. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. Look forward to this being the birthing of an economic revolution for African people across the globe as we really move together to move the needle forward. Once again, thanks to all of the great men and women who are playing a role in helping to move this agenda forward. Thank you and God bless you.
Very exciting times ahead. And before I proceed further, I'd just like to introduce some of the members of the African Global Network who are also part of the team that brings us the Resurgence Conference. The director, who is also the founder of African Global Networks, is with us today. And I'd just like for him to stand. I know he's not feeling well, but just so that we see him and we acknowledge his presence amongst us, we've got to Mr. Wiseman Mkhize, who is the founder of Eglon. Thank you. And we also have Mr. Asanda Mbaise, who is also one of the directors of Eglon, also joining us. And then, of course, myself, the rose amongst the thorns, I'm also joining. But right now, I'd like to take this opportunity and play another video. This video is going to be a bit of a snippet of some of the speakers that you can expect to see at the Resurgence Conference. Of course, we've got the local ones as well, which is an exciting lineup, which I'm pretty sure is going to be really exciting for you. But this lineup is just the people traveling all the way from New York, coming to eThekwini to share the different skills and the different products or the different ideas that they have that are going to be an opportunity for us as the city to see where we partner with them on. So I'd like to play the other video now, which is going to be showcasing the speakers that we're going to be having for the Resurgence conference, which is going to be starting on the 17th until the 21st of July. Thank you so much. So that's some of the speakers that we have. And I must tell you that we are currently oversubscribed. We had anticipated 500 people. We're now at 1,000 people. And we want to make sure that we accommodate each and every one at the conference. So I think that deserves a round of applause for eThekwini. I'd like to take this opportunity now. First, I'm going to send my apology to the Honorable Mayor. I don't have his full portfolio, and I'm sure even if I did, it would be so long because he has achieved so much and has worked so much in government that if I had to start now, I'm sure we'd finish at around 6. So please do excuse me, Mayor. I'm just going to be very brief in my introduction, and I'm going to introduce the Mayor by saying he is our brand new Mayor, Omusha Macegecege, brand new one. And he is going to take on the podium now to tell us more about the Resurgence conference. But one other important thing about the Mayor is that he is an alma mater of the University of KwaZulu-Natal, so he inspires greatness. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the Mayor, Honorable Cyril Xaba.
Thank you so much. You may be seated. Program Director, Jacinta Ngobese, City Manager, Musampele. In his absentia is the founder and co-convener of the Resurgence Conference and CEO publisher of the New York Christian Times, Reverend Dennis Dillon. He just spoke a few minutes ago. Our Minetla Dlamini, Kakasini, Kakas, FM Managing Director, senior officials, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I welcome all of you to this State of Readiness media launch.
eThekwini municipality brings internationally acclaimed gospel music sensations from the United States of America to our shores. The Queen of Gospel, Shirley Caesar and Hezekiah Walker, will share the stage with South African talented gospel music maestros Ayanda Ndanzi, Dumi Mkokstad, Xolim Mngwango and Mnqobi Nxumalo at the Resurgence Gospel Festival on the 20th of July 2024 at the Durban ICC. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Make sure you reserve your seat by getting your ticket at Ticket Pro. 180 will get you a general ticket and 480 will get you a VIP seat. This is part of the Resurgence Investment Conference from 17 to 21 July to be hosted by eThekwini Municipality in partnership with New York Christian Times, African Global Networks and Gagasi FM.
Durban is open for business and investment. A large delegation from the United States of America, including captains of industry, business, investors, finances, decision makers, and high-profile leaders will attend the 2024 Resurgence Durban Conference to explore and maximize investment opportunities in Durban. Be part of the Resurgence Durban Conference taking place at the Durban ICC from the 17th to the 21st of July 2024. Durban is forging ahead with its plan of action that is aimed at boosting trade and investments within South Africa, the African continent, and the rest of the world. Businesses must register now to exhibit at the conference. Closing date is the 30th of June 2024. To register for the Resurgence Durban Conference and for more information, visit www.resurgenceconference.org.
Attention executives, industry leaders, government officials, clergy, and entrepreneurs. Prepare for a premier business event
Global community of investors, traders, and tourists to come to our city. The 5-day-long Resurgence Conference features a sold-out exhibition which will present opportunities for local business to forge partnership and unlock new markets, thus increasing profit and margins. Exhibitions will take place
Open at 6:30 p.m. Make sure you reserve your seat by getting your ticket at Ticket Pro.
With the conference engagements to be headlined by influential international and local speakers. Site visits showcasing our investment and tourism sites to international delegates will take place on the 20th of July. As part of the week-long program, we'll also have the Resurgence Gospel Fest, which will feature global gospel legends or legends such as the American Queen of Gospel Music, Shady Caesar, and Grammy Award-winning gospel music artist, Bishop Ezekiel Walker. They will be joined by local music maestros such as Dumi Gokstad, Ayanda Tanzi, Oli Mwango, and Mobi Chuma. The Clermont Choir and the eThekwini Gospel Music Crusaders will also share the stage with the local and international gospel music legends. The Gospel Fest will be held on the 20th of July at Inkosi Albert Ituli ICC. The Resurgence Conference will conclude with the economic revival, Africa Arise worship, which will be held on the 21st of July at the Inkosi Albert Ituli ICC. Ladies and gentlemen, our city has identified the key pillars of economic recovery, which are anchored on the ardent quest to modernize the economy through adopting the fourth industrial revolution and economic modernization by investing in key priority sectors to attract investments and exports. We want to reiterate that the Resurgence Conference seeks to maximize investment opportunities in the city. The state of New York has $229 billion US budget and over $1 trillion in pension funds, and they are looking to maximize on investment opportunities outside their own country. As a city, we want to forge partnership where our local investors explore opportunities in the United States of America market. As we roll out the red carpet for delegates, we want to ensure that they gain first-hand experience of what the city has to offer. And we will demonstrate that indeed the eThekwini municipality remains open for business. The Resurgence Conference is a strategic business event aimed at highlighting the status of businesses in the USA, Africa, and globally. It celebrates and promotes successful entrepreneurs within these communities while providing resources and support for those who need them most. This conference offers an unparalleled opportunity to discuss ways that can strengthen local economies, create jobs, and close racial gaps. Held under the theme, Moving the Needle Forward Towards Economic Emancipation, this year's conference seeks to establish trade relations and progressive investment talks between the government on two sister city agenda, on twin sister city agenda, small business development, and opening corridors of trade between Africa and the USA. Critical areas of business collaboration are particularly focused on the following sectors: trade and investment, destination promotion and tourism, meetings, incentives, conferences, and events, promotion of arts, culture, entrepreneurship, education, and training, export opportunities, including agro-processing, citrus, and natural health-related products. We are pleased that our partners, the African Global Networks, New York Christian Times, and Gaga CFM have demonstrated goal congruence and commonality of purpose through working with the city to gently showcase the city's capacity to create a conducive environment to unlock domestic and foreign direct investment. This is already being realized in practice with key investors from the USA who have demonstrated keen interest to invest in our city. A delegation of about 100 people is coming to the Resurgence Conference, Durban 2020-40. Of 170 people from different parts of the world. The international delegation coming to South Africa this week includes government leaders, investors, and business leaders in the following sector: banking and investment, property and land development, healthcare, artificial intelligence, arts, tourism and entertainment, media and communication. I thought I should emphasize this point to contradict the narrative that has been created that this is just but a church gathering. But if you look at the list of the delegates and the sectors that they are representing, you can see that it is not what is being packaged in the media. It's disappointing because it's just a diversion. We are truly humbled by the private sector, which continues to demonstrate a vote of confidence by increasing their investments and expanding their production and services. If the major investments that have landed on our shores in recent times are anything to go by, eThekwini has indeed become a magnet and a haven for global capital. Some of the eminent international speakers who will inspire and empower conference attendees have a long list. Just to mention a few, I think the list was shown on the screen there, is Dr. Nevas Mumba, former Vice President of Zambia, Ayo Tometi, a Nobel Peace Prize nominee and co-creator of Black Lives Matter, Mel Wilson, celebrity chef and CEO of New York-based Melba's Restaurants, Senator James Sanders Jr., a New York State Senator, Adrienne Nicole, an American award-winning producer and CEO of Adrienne Nicole Productions, Dr. Malcolm Panther, President and CEO of Harlem Communications for Community Improvement Incorporation. Voza Rivers, Executive Producer of New Heritage Theatre. Daniel Beatty, Visionary Actor, Singer, Writer, and Social Entrepreneur. Representative Laura Hall, President of National Black Caucus of State Legislators. Dr. Alexander Chisango, President of the World Economic Congress. Rico Daco, Esquire, Board Director of Ghana Investment. Leon Peoples, President of Africanda Prosperity Empowerment Network. Professor Ian Jackson, motivational speaker and peak performance coach. Tulani Onerenu, founder of Liluvu Consulting. Dr. Ivana Thomas, philanthropist, entrepreneur, medical doctor. Shora Kasege, senior architect, MMA design studio. Felix Tahu, founder and CEO of Iki Logistics International and Onyx Excellence Group. Kafazau Kajumusi, senior economic affairs advisor, officer, United Nations. You can see how diverse the list of people that will actually be speaking at the conference. Investing in catalytic projects. The city places infrastructure development as an apex priority of economic development. In this regard, we've identified infrastructure development as a key strategy to to modernize and stimulate economic growth. The economic recovery plan, therefore, prioritizes the need to build resilient, smart, and sustainable infrastructure that supports the development of smart cities and towns. Currently, the city is implementing catalytic projects valued at over 200 billion rand, which are projected to create over 300,000 sustainable jobs. These include the Shongweni mixed-use development, Brickworks Logistics Parks in Avoca, Giba Business Estate Development, Keystone Logistics Parks or Park in Hammersdale, to mention just a few. Through this conference, exhibition businesses will be afforded an opportunity to network and connect with potential investors, build valuable partnerships, and expand business networks. The Resurgence Durban Conference highlights opportunities for cross-border collaborations and business growth. Businesses exhibiting will have access to capital and investment opportunities from delegates attending conferences. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also pleased that the local businesses attending conference engagements offered at no cost will be empowered with leadership skills and gain valuable personal development tools from international esteemed business leaders who will be headlined speakers. The local economy is set to receive a major shot in the arm as an international and local delegation. Over 8,580 people is coming to Durban. This will contribute to an increased hotel booking as they are in the city from the 14th to the 23rd of July. It will further contribute to the city spending as delegates will be boosting local businesses and supporting various sectors in the hospitality industry value chain. The projected direct spend for the conference is estimated to be around 82 million rand, with a contribution of 203 million rand to the city's gross domestic product. About 700 jobs are expected to be created over this period. The majority of the delegation is coming from the US. However, some of the delegates are from Jamaica, Zambia, Uganda, Kenya, Cameroon, and Cape Town. We wish to emphasize that eThekwini is open for business. We want to take this opportunity to thank all the businesses and exhibitors who will be showcasing their businesses here at the ICC for the Resurgence Conference. I want to assure you that our city is on an upward resurgence. So, we urge investors and business leaders to come, build with us, and reap returns of your investments while improving the lives of our people through skills development and job creation. I wish to thank all of you for listening to these remarks, just to set the tone of what is to come during this period. I also wish to thank Kakasi FM. I didn't know you offer so much. If I was not at this media launch, I would really know. My interaction with you is when I open the that's all. I'm excited about what you offer, and it explains why you are here with us. Okay.
Thank you once again to the Honorable Mayor. Can you give him a round of applause once again? We're going to have an opportunity for one-on-one questions with the mayor, not now, but when he's about to leave, we'll quickly try and organize through Google some quick interviews for, well, obviously we can't accommodate everyone who wish we could, but we'll try and accommodate as many of the members of our media as possible. But right now, before I close, I'd like to welcome onto the stage the ambassador for the Resurgence Conference, Mr. Naymaps, to come forward and offer his message of support. You can give him a round of applause.
Hello? Oh, someone. Greetings. All protocol observed. It is an honor to be here. Baba Mayor Sebonga, CM Sebonga Kulu, Nitakasefem Sebonga Kulu. All protocol observed. My name is Naymaps, and it is an exciting time and an honor to be here. And just to know that we have delegates from all over the world coming to this beautiful home of ours called Durban is so exciting. You've heard it all. There are so many opportunities that are going to be here and available for every individual that is going to be here. And I'm excited as a creative, as a young entrepreneur. It's always been a desire of mine to be able to partner and collaborate with our brothers and sisters from all over the world in the diaspora. And just to emphasize what Baba Mayor said, it's crazy how media has been painting a certain narrative about this amazing conference, but the truth about it is exactly as we're saying. It's literally pushing the economic needle forward. There's so much that needs to take place in our country. We know that a lot has been happening, even politically, in all spheres. This conference is basically saying, putting everything aside, let us come together with one mind, with one vision to say, if you want to be able to change the narrative of the country, if you want to change the narrative of your life, maybe you have a business proposal or an idea that needs funding, and you could be collaborating with someone from Uganda who's been wanting to have a business in South Africa. Or maybe you're a South African that's been wanting to have a network in the US. This conference is basically saying, let's come together, let's network and see how we can make things happen. But what I really love about it even more is that it's not just a word or a speech thing. It's putting action to paper. So there's going to be literal signing of deals, agreements, and MOUs. So that's why this conference is so special. And then it ends off with an exciting musical event happening on Saturday. And we're going to have the legendary Shirley Caesar coming to South Africa. I think she's landing. When is she landing? Tomorrow? Or is she here already? Tomorrow. And with the legendary Hezekiah Walker, an amazing South African artist. I'm going to be there. I'm looking forward to engaging with every individual that's going to be here. And kumnandi la ekhaya as amaZulu singabantu abanobuntu. So ubuntu is the spirit of love, thinking for one another, the spirit of seeing yourself in the next person, you know, and just spreading that love and realizing that we are one. And together, all things are possible. So with that being said, thank you so much. It is an honor, I'm excited, and let's make magic.
Thank you so much to Naymaps. I'm sure you're enjoying the media publicity you're getting as the only artist who went overseas with the Resurgence Conference and the church people. But you're a church person yourself. He is the Mkululu that was traveling. And dear members of the media, I'd like to let you all know that he's more than just a guru. He's actually an artist, and arts is actually a big economic contributor to the economy of eThekwini, which is why I'm standing here as well, because being on TV or on radio doesn't limit a person to only that. There's so much more that will be happening, and that's why we've also got Emmy Award winners coming into the city of eThekwini to share more about what the space in the arts and the media, movies and so forth can do for the economy of eThekwini. So these are all things that we're all looking forward to. I'd like to now take this opportunity and welcome the Honourable City Manager of the municipality, eThekwini. As he joins us, he has been instrumental in building the build-up and actually the implementation of the Resurgence conference, and I'd like us to give him a round of applause.
Program Director, Mampunebe, Jacinta Mobese, thank you very much to you. eThekwini Mayor, Councillor Cyril Kaba, Nongos, Your Worship, Serving Elena. Councillors present, the founder and convener of the Resurgence Conference and CEO, publisher of the New York Christian Times, Reverend Dennis Dillon, who couldn't be with us in absentia, but he has also addressed us, Gaga CFM Managing Director, Minenhle Sabins Bakul, Sabimele. Chief Operations Officer, George Mshakwane, Deputy City Manager and eThekwini officials present, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and members of the media, Sanibonani. Let me extend a heart-warming Durban greetings to you. It is with great deep pride and emotion that I stand here before you today as we prepare to host one of the most significant events of the year, the Resurgence Conference Durban. We have been engaged in a meticulous planning process. We are finally excited to welcome our international, national and local participants to this momentous event. Today's media launch and state of readiness report highlighted the caliber of our delegation, featuring both international and local speakers. We have unveiled market and partnership opportunities. We have introduced the international and local headline artists for the Resurgence Gospel Conference, Gospel Fest, and we have shared key details about the 5-day program. This marks a pivotal moment for our city and the nation at large as we embark on a journey of economic emancipation and empowerment. First and foremost, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce, JP Morgan Chase, one of the biggest financial institutions in the world, but based in the United States of America, and the New York Christian Times. We wish to say that we thank you for your generous sponsorship and unwavering support for this Resurgence conference. Your contributions have been instrumental in making this conference a success and a vision for the future. We are very much honored to welcome an impressive array of international speakers to Durban, such as the distinguished guests that the Mayor has made reference to. I'm not going to mention all of them. Dr. Nevas Mumbo, Ayoto Meti, Adrian Nicole, Malcolm Panta, and many, many more who are going to come and be with us during this conference, ladies and gentlemen. The lineup is great. The lineup is good. It may not be the names that you know in the context of South Africa, but these names are big in the industry across different sectors in the United States. Their participation, which is going to become the first here in our shows, clearly underscores the global significance of this conference. It reflects a shared commitment to fostering economic growth and collaboration amongst people of African descent in the diaspora, but also in the mother continent. We would like to extend our gratitude to the neighboring countries who have also fielded speakers the investors who will come in to become part of this conference, as it has been mentioned, that some of them come from as far afield as Uganda and many other great African countries. Their presence in this conference is going to reinforce the importance of regional cooperation, and it will also unify our economies going forward. Locally, we are privileged to have prominent figures who are going to become part of the conference. We've got household names like Vivian Reddy, Dr. Ntabisen Moleko, Mujabeng Mankata, Carlos Correa, Sihle Namu, Carol Bauer. I'm sure most of you know Carol Bauer. I thought you were going to say, woo! Okay. Carol Bauer, Paul Zimande, Balisa Pili, Linet Luli. We wish to say to them, your dedication to the development and prosperity of our city is truly commendable. The Resurgence Conference is more than just a gathering. It is an engagement of thought leaders and a platform that will forge strong ties between the local businesses and the international investors. By fostering these connections, we are creating opportunities for our local entrepreneurs to thrive, innovate, and to also expand their horizons in the business. This conference embodies the spirit of Black economic empowerment in practice, at a project level, at a deal-breaking level, beyond policy and social emphasis, which is very much important for the prosperity of our Durban city and for the prosperity of the people of South Africa and the African continent. The theme for this year, I think May Maps has also made reference to it, it's moving the needle forward towards economic emancipation. Shall I say it again? Move the needle forward towards economic emancipation. The needle is already there, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the most progressive policy that were developed by this government. It's just only to shift the needle so that we get to the right place, and then the entire continent begins to receive this idea of the empowerment of our Africans in the mother continent and in the diaspora. We are seeking to ensure that robust trade relations and progressive investment is taking place. We will focus on key sectors such as trade, investment, tourism, culture, education, training, export opportunities, with the emphasis on sustainability. We are also very happy to say that we are also going to be discussing some of the critical topics around dealing with the issues of climate change, some of the programs that are going to change how we engage with the Mother Earth through new energy programs is also going to be part of what is going to be discussed here. We wish to express our heartfelt gratitude to the South African Consulate in New York, the City of New York, the Mayor's Office in Los Angeles, which also welcomed us very well, and they also played a significant role in ensuring that this conference becomes a success through ensuring that the investors from that city also come on board to become this conference. Their support and partnership is highly appreciated. In closing, we would like to express our sincere appreciation to you, Nokosi, ungene ukijima wakaula owahoka ngabula makosi. So thank you very much for that. Dennis Deloitte, the Economic Development and Planning Committee Chairperson, Councillor Tembubu Shantuli, who is not with us here, the Durban ICC, Usislindiwe Rakharibe, who is the Chief Executive Officer there. We want to say to you, your leadership and commitment is truly inspiring. As we look forward to the Resurgence Conference this week, let us embrace this opportunity to showcase Durban as a destination of choice for investment, innovation, and collaboration. Together we can drive economic growth, create jobs, and ensure a brighter future for all. I thank you.
That now concludes our program for today, but before we leave, I'd just like to kindly ask, and firstly thank you as members of the media for being here today. I know there's a lot going on out there. You could have been anywhere covering any story, but you're here and we really appreciate that. And as you leave and prepare your stories, I'd like to gently ask if we can add as much positivity as we possibly can. As a city, we've been through so much. There's a lot that we've gone through, and we really want people to be inspired by what's going to be happening here at the ICC. And we want people to take every single opportunity and not see it as something negative, but see it as an opportunity for them to find opportunities to go out there and make ways and means for themselves, to find partners, even in international spaces that could never have been open for them before, but are open for them now. And not only that, the concert itself is meant to be a spiritual revival for the whole city of eThekwini, because as a city, people have been yearning for spiritual fulfillment through everything. I'm sure you might have seen the concert here, Iron and Danzi, and how packed it was. That's only symbolic of people who really want something to fulfill their spirit, and that's exactly what the concert is going to do, as well as what we're going to be doing on Sunday, gathering and offering praise and worship. So I'm kindly requesting and asking all members of the media, if you could go out there and sell this conference as if it's yours, as if it's going to empower the people of eThekwini as much as we know it can. If the editor says something else, then ignore the editor. But thank you so much for joining us today, and please give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. So in closing, we'd like to give a big thank you and a message of appreciation to our Honorable Mayor, Honorable Cyril Kaba, who joins us and has given us a wonderful message. Thank you so much to our City Manager, Sibonga Akulu, to Honorable Lusam Bell, and also to our Deputy City Manager, Honorable Lishepewa. Thank you so much to all members for joining us, and not forgetting our wonderful sponsors, Gagasi FM. We trust and know that having you on board means that the message is all over the province of KZN as well. And thank you to the Durban ICC also as one of our sponsors who have made the Resurgence Conference possible, and the New York Christian Times, who are the owners of the Resurgence Conference. And also a big thank you to all the members of the eThekwini municipality who are working behind the scenes in terms of the Department of Communications, as well as business support. We've seen Ogu there. Thank you so much for all the support. And our COO, George, thank you. We've been working overtime to make this happen, and we appreciate every single one of you. Give yourselves and everyone around the close back and join us. Have a wonderful evening. I'd just like Gugu to come forward so we can sort out the one-on-ones before. Okay, can I just ask for a group photo first before the one-on-ones? Please, can I just ask for a group photo just in front of the branding? Wise, please come forward for the group photo.